Hey, what's up, guys? So, in this video, I'm going to explain you what we are trying to do in a few subsequent videos. So, basically, we will be creating this orders form, okay, which allows a user to take a free home delivery order from a customer. So, the expectation is that he will be on phone. So, he will take the name, the phone number, and the address of that person, and then he will add the items which that particular customer wants to be delivered. So let's say I want this, and I want this, and I want this, right? And I have this entire ordered price in here, and then once he saves, this becomes an item. So yes, this entire thing will be a view form. We will have one group container which will hold all these 1 2 and 3 components, and this will be one individual component which will be holding only the customer information. This is one component which will get the data of the menus for that particular restaurant and handle the behavior of add um, items to the orders detail component. Okay, and this is the component which will hold the data of the customer's order. Okay, I'll also be able to remove certain items if I want to. So yeah, that's what we are primarily targeting to do in the subsequent videos. So let's get started, and we will create our route first and then take it up from there. So inside web.php, I'll have restaurants orders / add. Okay, we will use the same controller, but we'll have a page which says it's add method and orders.add. All right, I'll need to open this controller up and add a new function, add, and I'll pass the ID because that's what I have defined in the route, if you remember, right? And we need to return some view, right? So all right, so we have the view, we have the route defined, the controller in place, and what I will do additionally is put this markup in here. I don't need any of this. This is where my view component will come, and we'll say home delivery order for. Okay, so oh, that's done. But we also need to have a button here somewhere so that that is visible from the add page, index page. So in here, in the table, we'll have a div maybe. Yeah, and I'll pass the restaurant ID. Hit refresh, add order. Okay, I'm not passing the resto, that I will do, but why don't we add some classes, button primary and float, right? All right, put it in a div class margin bottom 3, and all right, not working. Need to check. I think the float is creating a problem, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, should be the case. We can fix that later on. I'm not here to get the UI 100% correct here. We will just do the functionality. So add order is giving us this error because I haven't defined restaurant. So I need to do that. $resto is equal to find or fail id. Syntax seems to be wrong. Is there a problem? I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, we have the route in place with the blade file and everything. So index I don't require, web I don't require. This is also done. And now we will have, as we discussed, a view component. So I'll create a folder which is orders, and inside that I'll have order group.view. I'll have a row in which we'll have div column d7 and 1 5. Okay, so just to be sure, what we are trying to do here is, okay, oh, I'm sorry, need to open up app.js, right? It's inside the js folder, our entry point, and order group. All right, so with that done, we will be able to use this tag. All right, this is done. We have a 2-column layout where we will put up our components, right? So first things first, why don't we create the simple little form which will hold the customer's information. So I'll come over here inside the JS file. Where is it? Models. I think I completely got it wrong. Is it? Where is my view file? Should have been somewhere here. Or it's not refreshing, is it? Yeah. Some problem with Visual Studio Code, I guess. I was not able to see that file. Anyways, so I'll add a new one. Order form.view. Okay. First, let me import that. My Visual Studio Code is behaving a little weird. I should have got that autocomplete. Oh, yeah, I do. Okay. So this makes me feel comfortable that I'm doing things the right way. So I'll create the template, script tag, put it here for now. Tell view that I'm using that component, and then use this as a tag, right? And things should not change, which is right. So if we come to the developer console and see, order group is one component and I have the form. Now I will quickly put in the markup and the form data so that we can go over it. All right, so we have this form which has a wrapper class, which has this entire form. I have a name field, I have a phone number field, I have an address field, and all of them are binded to a customer object's name, phone, and address property, which are defined in my data. Right? And if I refresh, I can see the form. Right? So yeah, nothing too fancy going on here. The only thing is we need to figure out a way to kind of pass this data to the order group. I'm thinking that whenever there is an out of focus event or something, we will pass that event oh sorry, the data. But yeah, well, we will see what can be done. Okay. Now the next thing which we are going to do is draw this menu component out and see how we can display the information. So yeah, I'll go over here and create a new one. Order menu items.view. Okay. Now I need to call that inside my order group. So order menu items. Add this, the components, and in here. Okay. I'll come over here. This is the component, and this is going to be a bootstraps ULLI and a list group kind of thing. So list group, and in that list group, sorry, item, menu item, menu item. So I should be able to see that. I guess that's how things are right now, right? Yeah. So we need to pass the data in here some way, so we need to figure that out. Why don't we have some headings here? So customer details, have menu, and now let's work on the code to get the menu from that what do you call API, so that we can work with it. So yeah, cool. I'll pull up api.php. Okay, and let's create a new route called resto/menu. We should have a menu controller. In that I have index, I have add menu. So I already have an index, right? Why don't we have an API called in api.php restaurant controller get restaurant menu. Okay, this is the method. Pass the request object, and let's return $request all, just initially to ensure that things are working. Now again, I'll go back to my the components architecture. I have order group. Okay, I have a form, I have a menu items. This component needs the menu items, but I'm not gonna make this component responsible for fetching that data, because it doesn't need to know that. What it needs to know is what is the data and how am I going to behave with this particular data. So what we will instead do is inside our components created function, yeah, the comma is missing, so yeah, created, we'll call a method which is, let's say, this dot load resto menu items. Okay, that's the function which we will create inside methods. Okay, this will make an ajax call and fetch the data, import axios from axios, and what we need to do in here is pass the restaurant ID, right? So in here, order group, first thing which I'm gonna do is pass a property called resto ID equals this. Okay, which will mean I need to let view know that I'll be passing a prop to this component, And now if I see, hit refresh, I'm getting the restaurant ID. If I change the URL, something like this, right, that changes. So yeah, we are good here. Getting the restaurant ID. So what I will do is let post data equals resto ID. Okay, this will mean I'm passing resto ID as the key and resto ID as the value. Axios dot post API slash, copy the URL, okay, and we'll pass the post data in here, and then response. For now, let's just console log that. And then catch, just to be doubly sure, console dot error dot response. Oops, sorry. Yeah, I think this should do the trick. I am going to get back my restaurant ID because that's what I'm passing in my post request, and that's what I'm sending back. So hit refresh, and this is not done. This is not done because I made a mistake, which is restaurant ID needs to be this dot restaurant ID. That's the prop which we need to pass. 500 internal error. API restaurant menu. What could be the case? I think I should be able to see that. Oh, yeah. I think I made a mistake here somewhere. Is it get resto menu? I thought I copied that. Okay, sorry. I think you got that. I was a little distracted during that. So yeah, we are getting the restaurant ID. So the rest of the things are quite simple, I would assume. What do we want? We want menu items, which will be menu where resto ID will be request input resto ID get. I need to sort it somewhere. Okay, but first I need to do the validation. So this validate dollar request pass an array. It says resto ID is a required field. It exists in the table restaurants as ID, right? Should work. And once that is done, I'll send a response which is a JSON 200. Okay, let's see if everything is right. We should have the entire menu in here. The only thing which I would like to do is also order it by the I think it has the category ID, right? Category ID, yeah. So one additional clause, order by category ID. Okay, so all the menu items from the same thing will come together. That will help the user. So this is done. Oh, sorry. Let's keep that open. I will go into the group, and what I'm gonna do is have a data object here first. Data return menu items is an empty array, and this dot menu items will be response dot data. And then if we refresh and see, oh sorry, we'll have an array of data in here. So now I can take this, pass items equals menu items, right? And that will mean inside here I can accept a props as items. I will remove this entry, run a v for and items, okay, and I'll bind the key, which is important, to the key itself. Item dot name. Okay, this is where some bit of layouting will come handy. Span, let's say span, yeah, span class float right. Item dot price, hit a br and do item dot category dot name. Let's see how this looks. Keep it inside a small tag, hit refresh. All right, so yeah, something's there, I think. What I'll additionally need to do is I'll also need an add button in here. So take this into a row. Yeah, I'm not sure if this is the right way, but yeah, that's all the bootstrap I know, so I'll just use that as my helping hand to do some bit of layouting. Okay, button primary btn small add fresh. Okay, the s, it should be sm, I guess, then. Yeah, so I have this, and basically now what I need to do is whenever this is clicked, I need to ensure that that particular thing is added to my ordered items, which we will start working right now.